Welcome to the Sunday service at CSLN. We are a welcoming and inclusive community of inspired individuals caring for and about each other and the entire planetary family. The Center for Spiritual Living Nashville offers spiritual tools for anyone seeking a more fulfilled and meaningful life through a deeper connection with a higher power or universal truths. Be sure to subscribe below if you enjoy our programs. Now let's join today's service.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to CSLN, the Center for Spiritual Living Nashville's Sunday service. Thank you all for being here and supporting this ministry. On behalf of the band members, the support staff, and the platform team, welcome. Gregory Fisher's in the house today, doing part 3 of 4 of the Miguel Ruiz classic, The Four Agreements. By the way, today is our guitar player Brian Wright's birthday. Happy 49th, my friend. Anyway, our featured vocalist today has been a huge help to me and the music team during this COVID time. Today you'll hear 2 of her original songs. She sings, she plays guitar, and she writes beautiful songs. Please welcome Susan Shan.
I found a truth for me. I'm daring to dive right in and follow your lead. I found a hope, beautiful and sweet. I always knew something special was waiting for me. I was so lost till I found your love, not knowing who I was, but you've never given up on me. Your kindness just lets me grow. Your heart is all I want, and in your eyes you're holding. Oh, now I'm dancing through the dark, safe within your arms. I'm wiser from my past, and you become my favorite song. Even though I was a mess, you have still given me your best and showed me I'm worthy of your grace, so perfect tonight. I found a man stronger than anyone I know. You're my peace, my joy, my promise. You are my home. To share my dreams and all my secrets. When I'm weak, you carry me and call me your own. Now I'm fighting against all odds. I know I'll be alright, 'cause you're mine. Heaven is holding my hand. You're my world and my best friend. I can see my future in your eyes. Oh, now I'm dancing through the dark, perfect. Yes, I'm finally certain that your grace is perfect tonight.
Please welcome Heidi Dixner, board chair.
Wow. As always, y'all are speechless. Okay. Good morning. I'm Heidi Dixner. I'm your board member this morning. Actually, I'm your board member all the time, but I'm here for you this morning. Good morning and welcome to our center. Love to see all your faces and feel the energy coming from all of you joining from home and faraway places. Today, Creative Youth is hosting a Zoom party. The meeting starts at 1. Link is on the website on the homepage and also on the youth news page. All ages are welcome, and we'll break out in Zoom if the kids and adults want to talk on their own or with their own kind. On Wednesday, evening Soul Refresh service at 6:30 with Reverend Lynn on Zoom. The link is on the website, on meeting and events, and on the homepage. Join Reverend Lynn and practitioners as we focus on personal growth and spiritual living. The topic this week will be Fearless New Beginnings. Please join us and share your story. The link is in the, as I said, newsletter and on the website, the website CSLNashville.org. Next Sunday, big day, our annual meeting will follow the service. You can stay online to participate or receive additional instructions. To vote at the center, we ask you to be here at 10:30. You can vote now. Everybody should have received their ballot by email. If you didn't, send an email to admin@cslnashville.org, and we'll make sure and get that to you. And we will be here to remind you again next Sunday. We'll be voting, like I said now, for 3 new board members. Oh, and there are videos of the candidates on the home page. All of the candidates came and spoke at the board meeting last Monday. Science of Mind Class 102 with Dr. Mitch is getting ready to start Thursdays, April 8th through May 27th at 6:30 p.m. The cost of the class is $100. 8 classes on Zoom and in person here at the center. You can sign up on the website. Science of Mind 102 incorporates exercises that develop the students' understanding of how to pray effectively for themselves. Participants practice by creating spiritual mind treatments for themselves and others. Suggestions and concerns team, I was hoping everybody saw in the newsletter that went out on Wednesday that there was an official response to one of the questions that affected our community. If you missed it, check out cslnashville.org/newsletter. We appreciate everybody's input to help our center grow and thrive, and there are ways to ask questions or make your concerns known anonymously as well. CSLN Rocks. Today, Rocks and Paint are here. The Caring Hearts team and members of the board are on hand to help those here in person get set up. If you're at home, visit the website to help rock that good energy there. And the event ends April 4th with a special video and song at the 11 a.m. service. Get your rocks included now by posting on social media, including hashtag CSLN Rocks. Newsletter, I added the Q&A and a team spotlight this week. I hope you guys saw it. If anybody has any input on how to make the newsletter more attractive to you, let me know, admin@cslnashville.org. Couple of thank yous. First of all, check out the team spotlight, Caring Hearts. Put it on the website in the newsletter. Great job, team. Everybody. Woo! Thank you for all you do for the center. Thank you also to Karen McLaughlin for her excellent work co-chairing the team council. Karen, yay, thanks Karen. Karen is still with us. She's decided to focus on the social events team, and we appreciate her great work getting the council up and running with Etta. You're a rock star, Karen. Thank you. Please get involved as a volunteer. There's so much to do, and it's not a forever commitment. You'll do exactly what you can. Give it a try. Worst case, you'll get to know more people at the center. Trust me, the friends you make while volunteering last forever. I think we all know that that's true. The Giving Circle accepts gift cards, cash, and checks for those in need. There is a box here to make donations, and also you can mail them in to the center. Okay. And let's see, need a spiritual mind treatment? Find our practitioners on the website. Choose your practitioner by using the individual contact form and submit a request. Stay connected. If you're on the computer right now, please take a second, give us a thumbs up. Give love to help our centers thrive at lovecsln.com. Also, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks, guys. Have a great week.
Thanks, Heidi.
We go through our days in a dull, sterile haze of punch lists and deadlines. Then it's home from the Cold War. Turn the keys in the front door. Honey, pour me some red wine. But in spite of the routines, the same old familiar scenes, there's something that breaks through and catches me unaware, just like a whispered prayer, or the light when the day is new. Impossible beauty, limitless love, intangible sweetness, the kind that dreams are made of, a glimpse of perfection in an imperfect place. Impossible beauty, limitless love, a true state of grace. Well, it might be an old song, a call from a dear one that makes me remember. Soft kiss, gentle upon my lips when we're lying together. But in spite of routines, the same old familiar scenes. Oh, so sorry. Ooh, I went back. Unaware, just like a whispered prayer, or the light when the day is through. Impossible beauty, limitless love, intangible sweetness, the kind that dreams are made of, a glimpse of perfection in an imperfect place. Impossible beauty, limitless love, a true state of grace. dreams are made of. A glimpse of perfection in an imperfect place. Impossible beauty, limitless love, a true state of grace. Impossible beauty, limitless love, a true state of grace. Thank you, thank you.
Please welcome Dottie Uefo.
Good morning, everyone. Excuse me. How do I get to the second page?
That should be the whole thing. That should be the whole thing.
Okay.
Is it?
Yes, that's it. Thank you. If you would know this truth with me, and take a long, deep breath. God, the one mind, rules and governs all. This infinite mind is all cause, all power, and all truth. The intelligence of God is mine, and I am a spiritual being, and I know my truth. My consciousness is an activity in the mind of God. I now deny out of my subconscious mind every negative race belief. I am spirit, and therefore I am not subject to disease, death, unhappiness, lack, or frustrations. These I reject once and for all. My conscience is God's conscience, and I am not subject to the opinions of the world. I am subject to the truth and to the truth alone. Thank you, God, that your word says to be in the world and not of the world. And I affirm my permanent health, happiness, and creative self-expression. I affirm that life lives through me in ever new and better ways. I am a growing, evolving, expanding expression of life and mind of God. I am blessed. This center is blessed, and all that contributes to its operation and well-being is blessed. I speak blessings into the lives of everyone, and I thank you, God, and so it is.
Thank you, Dottie.
So this is a local artist. Her name's Maggie Rose. I think of this as kind of a Science of Mind song. When you hear some of the lyrics, you'll know why, but I feel like it's about accepting where we are and where we've been so that we can move forward in the best way possible. It's called 2020. It's about the year, and it's also about clarity of vision. It goes like this. I see 20, but I couldn't see the tornado coming. It sat me down when I'm usually running, got me thinking about dumb things like But hey, I tried to stay high, but it took away Rogers with his and pride. Still I thank God every day I'm alive, 'cause at least I see 20. I see 20, yeah. Just another day gone by. I'm a bird in a cage, forbidden to fly in a world changed overnight to a place that I don't recognize. Another storm that we all gotta weather. Does it have to get worse before it gets better? I'm staring down the thought that I may never hold you again. But if this is the way, then how it's gonna be? 6 feet is where you can bury me. See 20. I couldn't see the tornado coming. It sat me down when I'm usually running. Got me thinking about dumb things like money. But hey, I tried to stay high, but it took away Rogers with his and pride. But I thank God every day I'm alive, 'cause at least I see 20. I'm homesick for a sanctuary. Everything I do is just a temporary fix. Time to face it, we were all already sick. But I've seen strangers be neighbors and stars shine greater. Now that I can see 20, but I couldn't see the tornado coming. Sat me down when I'm usually running. Got me thinking about dumb things like money. Hey, I try to stay high, but it took away Rogers with his and pride. Still I thank God every day I'm alive, 'cause at least I see 20, yeah. I see 20, oh, I'll save the date. It don't matter how much it changes. Oh, how sweet it will taste when we finally know we've made it. See 20. We see 20, yeah. 20.
Thank you, Susan. Let's welcome up Marietta Carter, our host for today.
Thank you. Hello, everybody.
Hey.
So it's my pleasure to introduce our speaker today, Gregory Fisher. Gregory is a licensed Science of Mind practitioner since 2001. He was an ordained minister through the Universal Brotherhood movement in 2009. He holds degrees in both communication and divinity and a master's degree in social work. Most recently, he earned a degree in personal and professional coaching and is currently working towards a Doctor of Divinity. He's worked as an administrative director, counselor, coach, and substance abuse therapist, and he currently maintains a private practice as a practitioner and a coach while providing clinical consultation to the American Addiction Centers. He's a singer, songwriter, author, and speaker, working for more than 50 years, wow, across the country in churches of all faith. Additionally, he's a good friend of mine, and I'm very honored and blessed to be here and hear him today. Please join me as we welcome Gregory.
Okay, Marietta, the most important part of that whole introduction is that we're friends and have been for a long time. And I look around the room and there's lots of friends here today. And I know even more watching by video. And my study of the four agreements in preparation for, I'm just so used to it hanging there, aren't you? It's just like I live my life now with a mask hanging somewhere from my body. As I've been preparing for these talks and really studying the four agreements, I'm just struck by how much it really is a book and wisdom for how to be in relationships. How to be a good partner, how to be a good friend, how to do our job well with less drama. You know, what we're called to do and to be, if we can do it in a way that incorporates these four agreements into our lives, then we just are going to be more effective, you know, and certainly more loving. So before I go on anymore, though, I have to acknowledge, and I know people already have, but our crew that makes these services possible during this time when just coming here is not possible so much, although I'm so thrilled and thankful for all the people that are here. Sue Shan blows me away. Every time I hear her, I'm just like, you know, I just think, I've told you to yourself, to your face, but your ability to turn a lyric blows me away, and then your performance of it blows me away even more. And that song, I'm going to talk a little bit about, so I always love it when Spirit makes that happen, and where one mind is thinking alike. And Dottie, your treatment always moves me, always your work moves me. And again, Marietta, thanks. We're talking about the four agreements. Real quickly, Don Miguel Ruiz wrote this book. It was published in 1997. It became, must read. And we all read it and we said, oh, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do those four agreements. And then we moved on to whatever the next book was. What I'm learning as I'm studying it again, and why I wanted for us to talk about it here for this month, especially considering a lot of what we've gone through as a body, as a community in the last year, these four agreements could have helped us better had we really been focusing on them. But now that we are, let's let them move us forward. Let's let them move us forward as a community, and let us make a commitment to letting this way of communicating, this way of being, this way of knowing, this way of feeling, let's let it inspire us, to do our very, very best, which is next week, but to do our very best. And we can, and we will, and we must. And then the important message for next week, but you're going to get it for free today, is forgive ourselves easily and quickly when we don't. And forgive others freely and quickly when they don't. Because what? We're all doing the best we can. Okay, so last week we discussed, the week before last we discussed, be impeccable with your word. Impeccable means without mistake. That's all. Don't make a mistake. When you are thinking, when you are speaking, when you are acting, forgive yourself when you don't do it perfectly. And resolve to make the commitment, to keep your commitment, to speak with perfection. Impeccable. Easy said. Then last week we discussed, don't take anything personally. Now, the problem of the human experience, the divine having a human experience, is everything is about me. Everything is about me. You can say, oh no, Gregory, I'm not that kind of person. I can say, I'm not like that. I'm way more spiritually evolved than that. But here's the truth. Everything is about me. It's about me. It's about what I think. It's about what I feel. It's about what I do. It's about what I believe. And when you're relating to me, I am constantly thinking about the personal, applying that to me personally. So to not take anything personally is to know that love is the way. Me loving me. I don't need to know what you think about me. I don't need to respond to how you think about me, what you do to me. I can just let it go. Because here's what's really true. If everything's about me, for you, everything's about you. And so what you're sending my way is really about you all along, right? So let it go. Let it go. Holding on to personal grudges, personal grievances will make you a miserable person. It keeps you constantly judging yourself first and the other person. Let it go. Forgive yourself for the judgment. Forgive them for whatever happened and just move on, right? Easy said. Okay. So today, we're talking about make no assumptions. Make no assumptions. What? Make no assumptions? I live my life making assumptions. You know why? Because I think I know. I think what I think is true. I believe it's true. And Ruiz talks about that we make hundreds of assumptions in any given moment. Our brains are fast. They move fast. So we're making assumptions all the time. I think I know what that meant. I think I know why you said that. I think I know what you believe. I think I know what you feel. Hey, I even think I know what I believe, what I think, and what I feel. By assumption. By assumption. So, we make assumptions about what others are doing, what they are thinking, and we take it personally. Because we're not being impeccable with our words. See how they build upon each other? Both good and bad. If you say something to me good, then I assume that you like me. If you say something bad, then I'm going to blame you and I'm going to react. We make everything a problem if we're not careful. Now, I do want to say, by the way, before I go any further, I'm going to talk about the problem first, but I'm going to try to spend more time this week on the solution, if y'all are okay with that. So hang on with me here. This all starts sounding pretty negative if we're not careful. We misunderstand. We take things personally. We create a whole lot of drama for apparently no reason. The whole world of control between humans is about making assumptions. Then we gossip about our assumptions. We try to get other people to agree with this. It's the way we communicate. And we are afraid to ask for clarification instead. We make assumptions and we believe we are right. Then we defend our assumptions and we make someone else wrong. And we try to get people to agree with us. All bad communication. It's always better to get clarification. It's always better to ask a question rather than to make an assumption. Making assumptions leads to suffering. It creates chaos and causes us to misinterpret everything. We want to see and hear things the way we believe they are. We dream things up in our imagination. In this way, we think we are creating order. We think we are creating order. We need to explain and justify everything in order to feel safe. We need our answers to these millions of questions so that we can feel that there is control in our life. So we make assumptions to answer the questions, and it doesn't matter if the answers are right or not. The answers, the assumptions, make us feel safe. Now, if you'll pardon me using this word, it's crazy. It's crazy, right? It's like, I just need order. I just need to be able to view the world and people in it and the events of it and the things going on in my city and the things in the weather and the things going on in our country and that politician and this way of looking at it. I need to feel some sense of control over that. So I make assumptions about what it means, and I make assumptions about how I should respond, and I make assumptions about how you should respond. Assumptions, because I need order. I need to feel that I'm in control. But let me just be clear. It's a delusion. See, there's no reality in most of it. So we have two choices here. Two choices to deal with this dilemma. One is to suffer, and the other is to question. To question. See, the opposite of assumptions is clarity. But somehow we're afraid to get clarity. We're afraid to ask questions because why? It makes us look like I don't know. It makes us feel like people will judge us. Is he stupid? Why does he need all these questions? Why does he need all these answers? Doesn't he know? Shouldn't he know? Here's another option. What if we surrendered to not knowing? What if we surrendered to not knowing? Think about all the things that we make assumptions about that, frankly, we just don't even need to know. It's really not about me. It doesn't have any consequence in my life. I'm going to give you a little example because, I spent all morning. I got up at 6, and I've been looking at this again, so it's really a little bit way too much up in my head. But I'm driving here, and I pulled off the exit here at Charlotte, and I'm waiting for the traffic light to stop. And in my rearview mirror, I see the people behind me. And it looked odd to me. The guy who is driving, but he's sitting, so he's eating a biscuit that looked kind of aggressively to me. He was eating a biscuit aggressively. And he was turned to the woman in the car with him, and halfway across the seat, right up in her face, aggressively eating this biscuit. Now she, on the other hand, is turned away from him, smoking. I thought, well, she's smoking because he's being so aggressive. I almost want to smoke myself, right? So she's looking the other way, and he's right here, and I've got all this stuff going on in my head about what's going on in that car, right? It's important for me to settle this thing because I'm disturbed by what I'm seeing. Then guess what? I saw that they were actually looking at something outside the car. None of that was going on. None of that was going on. And then I thought, They may not even be looking at the window. That's me too. That's me too, thinking I know what's going on. And here's the bottom line of that whole story. None of it mattered. To me, it didn't matter to me. What was I thinking? Maybe I should get out of the car and go back there and assist this woman whose friend is aggressively eating a biscuit in her face. Everything about it is just like, what a waste of mental energy. What a waste, what a waste. And here's the other thing. If we believe our thoughts are creative, see, what I'm putting out there into the universe becomes somewhat true. It has something of a ripple effect. Why don't I just go, I don't know what's going on back there, and it's none of my business, and I don't care. And me not knowing is just okay. It's just fine. It's just fine for me not to know. Here's what I could do instead. Bless you. Bless you. I don't know what's going on. Bless you. Because that helps. That makes a difference. I believe it does. Surrender to not knowing. We are afraid of surrender because we don't want to lose control. But we never had control in the first place. And our fear of a lack of control only brings suffering and anxiety. I'm just going to urge you again, surrender to not knowing. Now, here's the thing. This is going to take a change, folks. It's going to take a commitment. It's going to take changing the habit of making assumptions. But we can be conscious of this. Now, I'm telling you all this stuff today. I'm hoping some of you are reading the book. I want you to think about what you could do in the morning when you're having your meditation, because I know you all are, when you're having that meditation moment, and you might just pray to Spirit, which, by the way, is praying to yourself, and say, may I release assumptions and expectations and remain in peace. Peace. Surrendering to peace. How hard is that? It feels like it shouldn't be hard at all. But it's going to take practice. It's going to take a commitment to changing the habit. Changing the habit. Assumptions ultimately make for shaky ground. And shaky ground makes us anxious. And our anxiety causes suffering. Okay, briefly I'm going to discuss, well, we'll see about briefly, but I'm going to discuss the problem in our relationships when we make assumptions. So, we think people around us and even our most intimate partners know what we think. And we think we know what they think. Right? If you loved me, you would know what I want. You would know what I need. And because I love you, I know what you think and what you need. If I can use this word again, how crazy is that? And yet, how much is it a prevalent factor in our relationships? Oh, we're good friends. I know what you want. Have they told you? Have you asked? Have you gotten clarity? In any kind of relationship, we believe we don't have to say what we want because they should just know. If people tell us something and we don't understand the meaning, we make assumptions about what it means so we can be at ease that we understand. If they don't tell us, we make assumptions about what they aren't saying. Assumptions then replace our need to what? Communicate. I don't have to speak. I don't have to listen. I don't have to elaborate or clarify because I already know. Because I've assumed I know. And that makes me feel more comfortable. And yet it leads to disastrous and often fatal consequences. We make these assumptions because we don't have the courage to ask questions. And we've made agreements with each other to communicate in this way. We've agreed that it's not safe to ask. We've agreed that if you love us, or if they love us, that they should know what we want and how we feel. We believe something, we assume we are right about it to the degree that we will ruin relationships to defend our position. Oh my. My husband, he won't be listening to this, so I can say whatever I want. People say your husband doesn't listen. I'm like, oh, he listens to me a lot. He does not want to listen to this. But here's a little, this happens in our relationship a lot. I do all the cooking. I resent doing all the cooking. I resent that I have to think about what we're going to eat. I resent that I have to go to the grocery store and buy the groceries. I resent the fact that I then am the one that does the actual cooking. I resent the fact that I'm the one that cleans up after the cooking. And he knows none of that. I think he should just know it. I think he should just observe. I'm kind of exaggerating this for the point. But recently, I said to him one night when it came time to eat, and he said, "What are we having for supper?" And I said, "I don't know. What are we having for supper?" And he looked at me and said, "You seem to have a feeling about that. You seem to have a lot of emotion behind me asking what we're having for supper." So I proceeded to say all of what I just said to you. I resent this, I resent this, I resent this. And he looked at me and said, "We've been together for 6 years. You either cook or decide we're going to go out to eat and where we're going to go every night for 6 years. Why have you never said before how much you resent it?" I don't know. I was afraid. I was afraid of what he would say. I was afraid that he would leave. I don't know. What am I afraid of? It's a simple thing to just say, "Hey, you know what? I get tired of being the cook. Do you cook?" You know what? 6 years in, do you even cook? I don't even know. Assumption. He doesn't care that I'm the one doing all the cooking. He doesn't care that I resent it. Assumption. Right? We make the assumption that everyone sees life the way we do. That they think the way we think, that they feel what we feel, that they judge the way that we judge. And then that they abuse the way we abuse. The biggest assumption we make is the fear of being ourselves around others. They won't like me. We believe that they will judge us the way we judge ourselves. We feel that they will victimize us. They will judge us. They will see us the way they see themselves. See, again, it's all about me for me, and it's all about you for you. Before others have the opportunity to reject us, we are already rejecting ourselves. And then them. So instead, we make assumptions about who they would rather us be, and then we try to be that. And we make assumptions about who we want them to be, and we try to force them to be that. instead of just saying, can I be clear about who I am? Could you be clear about who you are? And then we get to decide if we have any reason to be together. Because we're clear. Because we are clear. We overestimate ourselves, we underestimate ourselves because we haven't asked the questions and taken the time to answer them. We make these assumptions about ourselves. I know what I want, I know what I think, I know what I need to do. Rush, 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 rush. I got so much to do. Have we asked? Or have we bought into, this is what the world expects of me? This is what my friends expect of me. This is what my family expects of me. This is what my most intimate relationships expect of me, and therefore it must be what I want. It must be what I feel. The worst assumptions we make are the assumptions we make toward ourselves because we have not spent time questioning, clarifying. Sue, your song, the 2020 song. Yesterday I had a moment where I was sitting and thinking, if there were to be a reason for 2020, see, I believe, I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, when there's a wake-up call, ring, ring, oh, I hope I answer the call. So what was the wake-up call for me for 2020? Here's what it was. Here's what it continues to be. Here's what I continue to grow in. Spend more time alone. Spend more time alone. Spend more time quiet. Say less. Listen more. Who am I listening to? That voice inside that says, here's who you are. Here's what you want. Here's how you feel. That's what 2020 turns out to be for me. And I hope if that was the wake-up call for you, you answered the call. I think about it that way, and then I'm like, well, so now I can't even participate in a conversation about how horrible 2020 was. All the things that happened, every bit of it was about saying, hey, Gregory, more time alone. More time in contemplation. Ponder more. Get clear more. Show up in the world, that person who knows themselves. Because when I know me, then I'm willing to say, tell me more. See, that's the simplest question. When we say we're afraid to ask questions, here's the simplest question. Tell me more. I'd like to hear more. Could you clarify that? I'm so interested in you. I want to know you. Would anybody go, how dare you? How dare you care enough to want to get clear about who I am? Oh, and in this conversation, maybe I can get clear about who I am. Right? The thing that prevents us from doing it is my assumptions. I already know what you think. I already know what you feel. I already know who you are. And by the way, I will impose that upon you at every opportunity. I will do my best to force you to be that one. Okay. The way to stop assuming and to start communicating is to ask. There's a woman, Gloria Gaither. Her husband is Bill Gaither. The two of them are a songwriting duo in the gospel music world, and let me just say they're huge. They own the gospel music world. Years and years and years ago, I heard Gloria Gaither speaking, and here's what she said. If I really loved you, I would listen to what you were saying instead of thinking about what I'm going to say next. I mean, how many times do you catch yourself in conversation, and I'm hoping now that I say this, it'll be every time, that someone's talking and you're not even listening. You've already made a judgment about what they're saying and assuming that you understand it and judging it and creating your next comment. What if I just listened to you? What if I took a moment and paused to go, tell me more? I don't have to speak, maybe at all. I don't have to respond at all. But if I do, I'd like for it to be not from an assumption. I'd like for it to be from something that I have clarified. And now I know what to say. Heidi, I'm looking at you. I just have to keep using you but you know why? Because we've done the work. We've done the work. The first time I met Heidi, we were in an argument from the get-go. And she's talking, and I'm shaking my head. You know why? Because I'd already determined that what she was saying was not right. I really had determined it before she even opened her mouth. But I certainly wanted her to know, as she was speaking, that I was not agreeing. Heidi and I have gotten past that. Yes, we have. It's important. It's important. In every conversation that you walk away from and go, that did not go well, you've missed the opportunity to make it go well by your intention to get clarity, to be clear when you responded, to listen with ears that are really hearing and not making assumptions. I want to discuss one more thing. This is something that we do in the therapeutic world. We don't necessarily do it on our lives, but we do teach it to our clients. But today, I'm making a commitment to try to be better at this. It's called 4 quarters. And this is especially useful if you're in a conversation that is difficult. It starts out by saying, here are the facts. First quarter, here are the facts as I see them. Just the facts. No judgment about them. Just the facts. Then, here's how it makes me feel. Then, and I believe or I judge that this is what's going on. I could be wrong. And then finally, the 4th quarter is, and here's what I want. Right? So, my cooking issue with my husband, see? If I were doing it right, I would say, hey, could we sit and talk for a second? I need to get something off my chest. When it's my responsibility always to do the planning, the shopping, the cooking, and the cleaning, so those are just facts from my point of view, I feel sad. I feel sad. I kind of feel afraid. I feel afraid that you don't care about me. Well, no, wait, that's the 3rd quarter. Sorry. I feel afraid. And I feel angry. Sad, afraid, angry. And here's why. Because I judge that you don't care. I judge that you don't want to do it. I judge that you're okay with it being just my responsibility. And here's what I want. I want you to start sharing the cooking responsibility. Facts, feelings, judgment. Ask the want. Now, I'm going to tell you, folks. Wait. So then here's the response, the agreement for the response. Then the other person says, okay, let me tell you, here's what I heard. And they repeat back to you, to their best ability, what I thought, not what they think, what I thought were the facts, what my feelings were, what my judgments were, and what I asked for. And then you get to say, yes, you heard it correctly, or no, let me clarify. And then you let them say, here's my response. Facts, feelings, judgments, and my ask. It makes a difficult conversation a loving conversation of saying, I just want to be heard. I just want to hear you. I just want us to know the situation and resolve the situation without a whole lot of assuming that if you loved me, you would get me right. It'll never happen. It'll never happen. We have to make the commitment. We have to have the intention. We have to get clarity. We have to not take anything personally. And we have to be impeccable with our word. 3 of the 4 agreements. I'll see you next week.
Wow. Thank you, Gregory. You know, I've been sitting on the other side listening to Gregory for 2 weeks now. I hear about this kind of electric energy. And Gregory, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for coming up. Reverend Lynn, thank you for having Gregory as our speaker today. Look forward to next week. So now is the time for us to give back to what serves us. So please, make a contribution online in the description below, or you can mail your check to our street address. You can say with me, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. If you can join me now for a closing treatment. God is infinite intelligence. God is divine love and opulent opportunity. And it's manifesting through all things, and it's manifesting in all creation. And I'm a part of this creation, and so is everyone else here. And I know that the beloved is a part of my life and is a part of this beloved center. And I delight in its perfect flow through my mind, my heart, and my experience in my community. So I know that each of us expresses the divine life in a beautiful way and in unique ways. I know we are all open to infinite possibilities of good and greater good and more love. I know we release our assumptions. We feel Spirit working through us, lifting our vision beyond any form of limitation. And I know that as we pass through these winter months, we release all those thoughts. We release all that has held us down, and we look forward to this new spring. We look forward to a clear vision of a new life, of a new way of being. And I know that as we listen to that quiet voice within, that a transformation happens and a manifestation comes forth, not only in our lives, but in the lives of this community. And I know that what we do affects not only our community, but it has a ripple effect across the world. And I know that we are building a kinder, loving, gracious, joyful way of living, way of being. I say thank you, Father, Mother, God. Thank you for this opportunity to stand here today. Just to stand here and say, thank you for all the goodness. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for showing us the way. I release these words. All is well. And so it is.
Thank you. All right, well, let's wrap it up with one of Sue's originals. Beautiful song. Go ahead.
The song is called Selah. Kind of fits with your talk because it is about surrendering to what is. And that was wonderful, Gregory, as always. Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful day. I knew that.
Oops, plug it in, plug it in, plug it in, plug it in, plug it in. Turn it on. Okay.
Just when I think I've got life all figured out, it creeps up from behind. It fills my senses with its endless mysteries, and I am helpless one more time. No, it isn't always beautiful, but the power runs so deep, and I will not regret 1 minute of this joyride. That's the promise I must keep. Singing, Hayla, Hayla, Selah. I cast my fortune to the wind. Singing, Hayla, Hayla, Selah. The circle ends where it begins, and I'm coming round again. So we plant the seeds in springtime and gather harvest in the fall. In between the restless days of summer, where the wonder of it all. I will never tire of dancing to this music, though I might not always know the tune. I'll do my best to sing a simple harmony 'neath the sun and stars and moon. Singing, Hayla, Hayla, Selah. I cast my fortune to the wind. Singing, Hayla, Hayla, Selah. The circle ends where it begins, and I'm coming round again. There is no deeper love, there is no greater faith than to wake up, smile and say, hello world, how can I thank you for my life today? Singing, Hayla, Hayla, Selah. I cast my fortune to the wind. Singing, Hayla, Hayla, Selah. The circle ends where it begins. Singing, Hayla, Hayla, Selah. I cast my fortune to the wind.
much.
This program is a service of the Center for Spiritual Living Nashville. May your life be filled with joy and prosperity in every way. Learn more about our programs or contact one of our practitioners at our website, cslnashville.org. You may also want to follow us on Facebook at CSLNASH. You can make a big difference with your financial gift at lovecsln.com. Please share the link to this program with a friend and join us again next Sunday. Have a wonderful week.